Nepal is known for many things, from being the home of Mount Everest to the beautiful surroundings and amazing people and cultures represented there. But more recently, Nepal is known for the tragic events that took place on April 25th, 2015, when a 7.8 magnitude earthquake struck, followed by weeks of aftershocks registering as high as 6.7 and 7.3 on the Richter scale. It was the worst natural disaster Nepal has experienced since 1934. With 23,000 injured and 2.8 million, almost 10% of the population left homeless or displaced. In the time following these tragic events, countries and aid groups from all over the world rallied together and raised over $71.2 million in aid and relief. But what happens when the money runs out? Countless times we've seen the red tape and spending of relief funds in ineffective ways by outside perspectives, rather than working with native people and organizations that were already embedded, bringing aid and hope to the people. When the aid is gone and the workers have left, who will help the 2.8 million people who are now homeless? Many of those are children who have lost their parents or entire families and are left to fend for themselves. This leaves the door wide open for human traffickers to easily kidnap and sell these orphan children. Nepal is believed to be one of the busiest trafficking highways to India, with an estimated amount of 5,000 to 10,000 being trafficked each year. There's an estimated amount of 100 to 200,000 Nepali trafficked persons in India. Nepali girls are especially desirable as prostitutes in India. They are considered more attractive due to their lighter skin color and because Nepali virgins are believed to be able to cure AIDS. Victims are also trafficked for labor in circuses, agriculture, and other manufacturing sectors. This tragic natural disaster has created a prime harvest for the traffickers. However, there is hope. There are people like Pastor Ram who have been at work in Nepal since 1997, working to save children from a life of poverty and the dangers of living on the street. As a child, Pastor Ram was born without the ability to speak or hear. Through a local missionary, God healed him and his entire family gave their lives to the Lord. It was this powerful encounter with the Lord that would shape his heart and passion for people and orphans, specifically to know the tangible love of God. Ram and his wife Maya have 2 sons, one diagnosed with severe Down syndrome. This family of 4 quickly grew as Ram adopted 3 disabled orphans and eventually 2 more orphans throughout the years. Over the years, he has traveled to villages all over and seen the healing power of God dramatically change people's lives. Pastor Ram has planted 3 churches and today pastors a small church. Throughout the week as he travels, he reaches over 300 people through several house churches he's helped establish. Living in the small 2-room space they rent for the church, Ram and his family of 7 also house a missionary. On less than $500 a month, he supports all 8 people and even keeps an open door policy for anyone in need. Even with very meager resources, Ram has a vision to see even more people, and specifically orphans, have an encounter with the tangible love of Christ. Ram's own experience and heart for orphans provides us with an amazing opportunity to provide support for this country ravaged by this terrible natural disaster. Ram's vision in the face of all that has taken place is to build an orphanage. This orphanage would provide shelter and protection for children from all over Nepal who've been displaced by the earthquake. The protection this orphanage would offer often means the difference between a life of love or slavery. Ram is passionate about creating a place where children who have lost their families can encounter the love of Christ through the gospel message, but also tangibly through the love and compassion that shines bright through Ram and his family. The journey hasn't always been easy. In fact, it's been quite tough at moments. Ram has faced persecution from all over, even being kidnapped and beaten by the Nepali army because of his faith. Overcoming daunting odds, Ram and his wife have managed to raise $11,000 to help build this orphanage, which has an estimated cost of $56,000. This leaves a deficit of $45,000 left to complete the vision that Pastor Ram has for this orphanage. There are 2 questions you have to ask yourself. What will happen when the aid runs out? And what am I willing to do about it? Every dollar given is a step closer to providing the orphan children of Nepal an opportunity to grow up in a home where they can encounter the power and love of God and live protected from traffickers. To give, please visit www.aboutfacemissions.com. There you can choose the options Home-RAM BK when making your donation. Or if you have questions, you can contact his American liaison, Sheba Rotan, at 432-288-8486. Thank you for not sitting idly by, but stepping up and making the choice to make a difference.